Imagine grinding through high school to get to college, working extra hard to get that scholarship or grant. But once you get to campus, you realize that you're really not as prepared as you thought you were, and you're not able to keep up with the students who maybe got there by paying that full, insanely high tuition price. And you now are feel this huge burden with the other necessary things you have to pay for, such as food or maybe smaller items and necessities that you would go buy from a drugstore. A wider variety of students are entering college campuses. However, that's causing more problems for students being able to support themselves with food once they get onto campus. The Washington Post on April 3rd, 2019 informed us that 36% of students from 66 surveyed colleges don't get enough food to eat. And why that statistic was especially sad to me was because of what Feeding America shared with us on August 20th, 2021. They said that students struggling to get enough food to eat are more likely to have a lower grade point average than students who don't have to worry about that. These students have extra pressure just to find enough food on their table. However, they're at the biggest disadvantage and actually showing that they're not able to perform as well, even though they're really putting in just as much effort. It's great that low-income students are being able to be welcomed onto campuses more easy, and a wider variety of students are coming in. However, colleges aren't taking the adequate provisions to support these students once they get on campus, and that's affecting them mentally and physically, and it's not fair. We should be taking the steps to help these students once they get onto campus to excel. Today, I'm going to be going over the problems, causes, and solutions of food hunger across college campuses. First, we can look at the problems. The biggest aspect is the mental and physical disadvantage. The biggest aspect is the mental and physical disadvantages. When they're trying to sit through a long lecture and going through tough courses, you need to have your brain intact and ready and focused and alive and not tired. But when you're living off of top ramen, which is much cheaper than buying a fresh salad with lots of vitamins from Whole Foods, it makes it a lot more difficult to stay focused during class like you need to when you get to university. And these problems aren't really being spoken up or advocated for by students, because honestly this topic can be quite embarrassing for students. And students don't want to speak up about it. The Washington Post on April 17th, 2018 said that the University of California found that 40% of students suffer from food insecurity. They're comparing what they have on their food plate compared to what their classmate has. And they all got into the campus maybe because some were able to pay the tuition, maybe some got scholarships, but they don't have equal funds and they don't have equal food portions, and they don't want to speak up because it can be embarrassing and there's a stigma around it. Now we need to look at what these problems are stemming from. It's obvious that these kids are at a major disadvantage, but what's it all coming from? We can say that the high tuition. Some students come in being able to pay this high tuition, and so it's obvious that they have the necessary funds once they get on campus to buy themselves food and stuff. However, students that who came to college off of maybe grants or scholarships don't have those same kind of funds because they didn't have to worry about them coming in. And inflation has made this all worse because of the still rising prices. The CNBC on December 13th, 2019, said that the cost of college increased by more than 25% in the last 10 years. Keeps on rising. And another cause is the inadequate aid packages we are providing. We're not taking account that students need to be fed like during breaks. A Harvard study from November 15th, 2018, shared with us that many students can't afford to go home or take time off work during breaks while dining halls are closed. That means that they're stuck in the city, but the dining hall isn't closed, and now they need to get food. The food is out, maybe off campus. That means they have to pay for transportation, and all of these expenses are not something that these students can pay for, and it's very unfair because some students get to go home during break, but some students have to work through it just to pay for food to eat. And the growing enrollment of low-income students is also causing these problems. The Public Policy Institute of California on April 17th, 2019, said that almost half CSU students receive Pell Grants, which means that a lot more students are coming in who maybe don't come from a lot of money. However, obviously, I'm sharing with you guys that we aren't taking the necessary provisions to welcome these students in happily. We're not helping on the front end, preparing their families on the realistic prices of what food's going to cost, as well as during their time on campus. It's obvious we have problems. What are the solutions we can take going forward? We can implement food pantries, meal donations, gift cards, and financial literacy programs. The Hecking Report on September 22nd shared with us a great idea on how to help these students at disadvantage. The University of Toledo, with food services, helps save food from events and provide that make a drop-off station where students can come and pick up that leftover food. I think that's great because it's resourceful and great for the students. Now I want to wrap everything up because we need to be sharing this problem with more of the people so people can come together and help support it. If we want equal opportunity, we can't forget that having equal opportunity means we need equal access to food for our students. I hope that everyone's encouraged to go speak up about this problem so we can help these students at disadvantage on college campuses. Thank you for listening.